Baxter says her 29-year-old daughter ultimately yelled back at the rental car agent, she says, resulting in her being charged for screaming there in Dubai.
Welcome to the channel, everybody. It's your host, NGE, and we got a crazy video about a Houston social media influencer that managed to get herself locked up in Dubai. This is what happens when the modern black woman slash passport sis flies overseas and finds herself in a situation from popping off at the mouth.
On Fox, the last 2 months are described as terrifying for a Houston woman who we're told is being detained in Dubai.
Fox 26's Domly Keith joining us live near downtown Houston with why she's being held. Domly.
Well, the crime she's charged with may surprise you, and Dubai is increasingly becoming a vacation spot for a number of Houston women. One who's there right now, according to her social media page, is trying to get back to the Bayou City, but according to her mom, her passport has been confiscated because she was charged with screaming in public.
Screaming, it was a nice way of saying that she tried to tell somebody off, because that's more than likely what happened.
It also could result in prison time, so it's very scary.
The trip turned terrifying for Tiara Young Allen when her mom says she was a passenger in a friend's rental car and they got into an accident there in Dubai. Tina Baxter says when her daughter went to the company to retrieve her ID, credit card, and other items left in the rental, Baxter says it did not go well.
She found out that she could only receive those items if she paid an undisclosed amount of money. She dealt with a very aggressive individual, a young man.
I bet you this is what was happening. The guy there was having a bad day, and he probably was short with her. And she was like, oh, hell no, you're not going to talk to me like that. Because we know how black women in America act when they already upset about something and how they deal with customer service in general. So what more than likely happened was he was trying to explain to her some kind of procedure, and he was probably short with her, and she got to picking up on that, and I guarantee it was the neck roll and all the extra. You already know what was happening. You know what time it was.
Her.
Baxter says her 29-year-old daughter ultimately yelled back at the rental car agent, she says, resulting in her being charged for screaming there in Dubai.
And so she is in jail for one reason and one reason alone. She raised her voice. In that country, a female is not even allowed to raise her voice.
And why do you think it's like that? Why do you think it's like that in Dubai where women are not allowed to raise their voice? As a man, if you pop off at the mouth to a much bigger man, there could be consequences of violence. So in Dubai, they don't play that with women because they don't believe in this equality or women being able to be on the same level as a man. They don't believe in that. Only we adopt that type of doctrine over in the Western society where a woman can rise to your level and try to put you in your place. They don't tolerate that over there in the Emirates. They don't tolerate the ghetto-ness.
If she raises her voice, it's punishable by jail time.
It's been very emotional. There are some days I stay up all night crying.
They have a strict law system that is really based on theocracy.
This website warns, quote, laws and customs are very different, so be aware of your actions to ensure they don't offend while in United Arab Emirates. Now, after Baxter says her daughter was charged with screaming in Dubai, her passport has been taken and...
Passport sis, y'all up. Hey man, y'all don't have no protection in these other countries. When y'all go to these other countries and think that it's gonna be sweet like it is in the West, they don't play that of anywhere else. You don't have no protection. Nobody's gonna come and get you. Hopefully we're not willing to trade the merchant of death for this woman here, like we did with that Britney girl, that WNBA player Griner. That was ridiculous. That was absolutely ridiculous. But we'll leave a Marine over there. But we got to trade for the lesbian pot smoking Britney Griner
The American social media influencer who works as a truck driver can't leave the UAE, according to her mom. And her mom says she's been placed under a travel ban pending the outcome of the investigation.
It's very frightening. The longer she's been there, the more reality has started to kick in.
In our opinion, she did not commit a crime. Don't punish women for doing the same thing a man can do in Dubai. It's not fair and it's not.
Let me tell you something, bro. Let me give me some space real quick. Hold on. Let me give me some space. Let me tell you something. In your opinion, she didn't commit a crime. Imagine going to a country where stealing something could get your hand chopped off. There was a time where thieves would get their hands chopped off for just theft. No, everybody doesn't think like we do. We are the only ones that are submissive, docile, patient, and tolerant of women's masculine behavior. Her proper response was to remain in her feminine and try to handle the situation like an adult. What she did was she tried to outdo the man, put him in his place, and in Dubai, they say, hell no, we're not tolerating that. You're going to take your ass to jail for criminal behavior. They look at women that act out of line as criminals. Okay? We tolerate that, and that's the reason that we have a lot of issues now. I also agree that jail time is a bit extreme, but at the same time, they probably are looking at us as an example for what they don't want their women to turn into.
Now, the 29-year-old does now have an attorney there in Dubai, and her mom says she's told that she could face jail time because there is surveillance video of her screaming. Now, we have reached out to the U.S. and the UAE embassies. Will government officials step in and give her assistance? I'm still awaiting responses. Reporting live near downtown Houston, I'm Damalie Keith, Fox 26 News.
Black women, I want y'all to understand that the way you show yourself out there on social media and get on these platforms and bring who you actually are to the black man, to the rest of the world, this is part of the reason that you're going to find yourself getting mistreated in other countries. Like, there's plenty of passport bros that are telling you, passport sisses, to be careful with your attitude, your tone, your language, and your masculinity when you're going to these other countries. In America, we're submissive, we're docile, we're patient, we're forgiving, okay? We are trained in this society to be submissive to you. You're not trained to be submissive to us. See, what happens is you have went your entire life rising to and above the level of a man. You have went your entire life being able to put people in their place. You have went your entire life being able to tell people off. And it finally came back to bite you in the ass. This is the type of reaction that you're going to get when you find yourself in a different country that is still patriarchal, that still has traditional values to some degree. You're gonna find yourself being on the other end of the law, and you should. It's really our fault. It's really the men in this country's fault, because we've trained you to believe that your behavior is acceptable to the point to where this is your environment, so it becomes your reality. I don't believe that we should go over there and try to get this woman out of jail. I believe that she should be punished to the full extent of the law like any other citizen. And the reason why I believe that is because we don't want to set the precedent in that country that just because you come from America, you get to somehow be above the law. You don't want to set that precedent in that country for the citizens to look at their government like you favor Americans over us. Dubai is very expensive. And people, they don't have time for the ghetto behavior out of women. They don't have time for that masculine behavior out of the women. So you might want to be careful the next time you plan a travel vacation to some of these countries. You might want to read up on the laws. I'm just saying. And also, part of the reason that you're having so many issues around the world is because of this story that's coming up right now about this woman named Sky the Finest that's come straight out of Houston as well. And her name ain't no Sky the Finest. Her name is Adeline because she out of line for this damn behavior.
I'm on live like I took Kelly train. After I got shot in the face, nigga, come get your shit.
Okay, so do you want...
What the hell is wrong? Houston, we have a problem. What the hell is wrong with y'all Houston females? What is going on? That right there is exactly why the laws in Dubai exist the way they do. Because y'all crazy. Who is to sit back and say that the woman that guy had an incident with wasn't just like this female right here? Y'all crazy. Y'all have lost y'all everlasting minds. This beautiful girl gets shot in the face and she's talking about, I took your chain, or like I took your chain. Come get your chain back. What are you talking about? You are in the hospital surrounded by a bunch of women. I'm sure there's some dykes in there with guns, but I don't care. Whoever shot you in the face didn't care about a crowd, obviously. This is what we breed in this country. This is why we have the problems that we have in the country, because we breed women like this. I don't think I'll ever come across a woman that was shot in her face and continues to brag and talk noise and be excited about her little newfound clout. Like, you have 2 permanent scars on your, oh my, but you don't care. You don't care.
Ain't nobody on here. Huh?
You want this oil stuff now?
What that oil stuff?
Okay, so this is lidocaine. So you're going to kind of swish it in your mouth and then just suck it out with that thing.
Oh, to numb my teeth.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Ooh, we popping.
Look at her. That's all she care about.
Now we
That's a gang sign, by the way.
You know you want some little clout, auntie.
The curl in the fingers. What is that? Hold on, let me go back real quick. So there. I guess that's a gang sign. For all y'all that don't know, that right there is dissing some ops.
Now we popping. Now give me off of there.
And you seem like you got your mama there,
you want
some
little
sisters
clout,
or
auntie.
something, or an aunt. And women like that, women like this Sky the Finest, by black standards, she's pretty attractive, okay? Naturally. For her to be that masculine, for her to have that type of reaction to being shot, like how many men, how many women have you come across in your day-to-day life that will have that type of reaction to getting shot? It doesn't make any sense. 2 portions of the streets for a woman. You got the criminal streets and you got the 304 streets. For whatever reason, she didn't choose to do the OnlyFans. She wanted to take face shots instead of facials. Either way, she crazy. I don't understand how these women are even bred to be this way. Like, what was so enticing about the gang life? Apparently what had happened with her is, I think she had set somebody up or robbed somebody for the chain that's around her neck that she's wearing in the hospital, taunting whoever she took the chain from to, I guess, come get the chain. She's got a whole video bragging about she's still alive, or what, all this extra, like she's ridiculously out of line. And this is what the rest of the world is seeing. This is what the rest of the world views when they look at our women. So naturally, if you find yourself in a different country, they may make it against the law for a woman to act out of line. They may make it against the law for a woman to raise her voice, because if not, this is what you eventually will breed. Women like this Sky the Finest. But anyway, man, that's the video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Become the change you want to see. It's your boy, NGE. Peace.